Okay, we're rolling.
We're rolling. Hi there, guys.
Hi.
Listen, we promised you a podcast on Tuesday, but
It's
what's today?
Tuesday. It's Tuesday part 2.
It's Tuesday and a half.
Yeah.
All right, so it's Wednesday. Yesterday was a super, super untechnical day, like in the real estate world in general, especially for us.
It's hard to work when you don't have internet and a computer malfunction.
And no PDF, and Florida Realtors has decided that its e-sign isn't working and anything like that. So yeah,
So just business comes to a halt.
straight to a halt. So maybe some of you, what episode is this?
I think this is 9.
Really?
I think so. We didn't look it up before we started, but I'm pretty sure it's 9.
How exciting! So this is episode 9. We're coming to you from Coconut Grove.
Live in the Grove.
Live in the Grove. As you can tell, here comes the sweepers.
Oh well.
Yeah, so that'll tell you it's almost Wednesday, or actually the weekend. So yeah, we're getting ready for the weekend. So yeah, we did promise you something on Tuesday. We didn't make it. Literally, yesterday was a complete cluster. It was just nuts. So today we're coming to you on a Wednesday, and it's exciting news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tariq Hill for the Dolphins.
Well,
Fastest dude in town.
that information
They just signed him.
does nothing for me.
Nothing at all. Zero.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're a Dolphin
But I know
fan,
that
it's a big
everyone's
deal.
excited about it. I
Yep.
see all the posts on social media, so I know it's a big deal. What's his name?
Tariq Hill.
Tariq Hill. You
Thrill
need a
Hill.
house? Call us.
Exactly. Give us a shout if
That's
you're
what he means to
relocating
me.
down here. There you go. I like that. That's a spot. So tell me what do you want to talk about today? There's a lot to talk about.
I feel like we're really being sucked up. Our attention's being sucked up by just one little rental.
Yeah.
Or let's say 2.
Yeah, 2.
We got these 2 that are nothing special, but man, they're taking a lot of time.
They are taking a lot of times. When you get to 35 offers on one property and 60 something showings, it is, when we've talked about it before, just how you manage it. We're actually just saying offer 1, offer 2, offer 3.
Sorry for the vague names, but you're just a number at this point.
Yeah, you're a number at this point, and
Yeah.
it's just basically, okay, what offer came in third? And then the funny part is we get, we think we've got these offers. Like I had one that we thought, oh my God, this is perfect. Then we run everything, the guy just got evicted. And it just doesn't show up. It's like, okay, it's going to be tough to take you on, which brings us to the Miami-Dade Ordinance, which is actually something that's coming up. It becomes effective on the 25th. So Miami-Dade passed an ordinance that if you are going to increase your rents more than 5%,
Right.
you have to give a 60-day written notice.
Written.
Right? And then the weird one is the month to month. You have to give a notice if you are going to end a month to month 60 days prior. If you're going to end a month to month, which is 30 days, I haven't figured that one out yet, but
Right.
I can see it. Oh, and by the way, the tenant,
Has to give notice.
the same notice.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
how
we
it
don't
works.
understand that. We don't understand how that works, but it's a new
But
ordinance, so
definitely, if you have a landlord increasing your rent, you get 60 days notice
Yep.
on that. So everyone's increasing rent.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
just tenants out there, keep that in mind to protect yourself. Landlords, don't.
make sure you give the 60-day notice so that
Yeah.
if something happens,
You did it
you're cleared.
You did it the right way.
And again,
Yeah.
it's just starting now, because before it really wasn't that. And again, we don't know the constitutionality of this, and I think it will eventually end up in court,
Yeah.
because I think the state of Florida has its own mandates. But we'll see how it plays out. But it's an interesting thing. So landlords, 60 days; tenants, 60 days; month to month, tenancy and sufferance. Who knows? 30 days to 60 days, 90 days. I don't. I don't know anymore. I thought I knew something about this business, but every day I know less and less.
changes. It
Yes, it
keeps
does.
changing.
It changes. You closed on Monday?
At the end of the
Yeah?
day,
How'd that go?
it was great. We finally closed, so that's the most
Yeah.
important part. Everybody's happy and it's closed, but it's just one of those deals that almost anything that could go wrong went wrong. Up to the cash to close on the day
Yeah.
of closing, the Wells Fargo said the money would be there Monday morning. It wasn't there till like 3:30 on Monday.
It's not
So
bad.
it's like, my goodness, like up to the last thing that needed to be done, even that was delayed.
So I'm going to give you a true story. So years ago, I'm doing a deal in Palmetto Bay. Actually, the person who sold the house for Palmetto Bay actually moved in very close by. We're at my home in Coconut Grove, hanging out
Home
with our
base.
orchids and all this pretty stuff out. Simply because we've had no internet and we can't go anywhere, and so now it's just activated. But it was an interesting story. So selling a house, which then they were going to buy a house here in the Grove, right down the street. and it was in Palmetto Bay, and the buyer came at closing, and they said, well, you owe $170,000. And the buyer said, really? Didn't know that they owed at closing like 170 grand. And fortunately, we were able to get it together. So if you think that that's a late one, no. Ours was like, run to the bank and get the dough.
I know. It's not the worst case scenario, but it was tough. Every step of the way, it was tough. And I just think the most important part is that I stuck around.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear these like horror stories of realtors that will just disappear on their buyers when things start to get sticky or something. And I don't know. I can't imagine doing that.
And tell me a little bit about the walkthrough at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So.
Miami's a special place, guys. If you ever
they're from New York.
From New York? Okay.
So it's not just Miami. They're from New York.
All right, so which is almost the sixth suburb. We're the sixth suburb of their Berg. So,
right. So the sellers were kind enough to do a walkthrough and hand over the keys and everything before we, actually closed, because they were heading back to where they were from or whatever.
Yep.
So we get there early Saturday morning, 9 a.m. They've got a little
Saturday,
kid.
9 a.m.
I actually showed up with my kids. I mean, it was a whole family function. But the seller had a beer in his hand at 9 in the morning.
And we only drink either when we're playing golf or actually fishing. Those are your two excuses.
12.
Or after 12 for sure, yeah.
Right.
Or if you're on a bike and stuff like that, and you're like a biker and you've been working out.
Or if it's like really hot.
Right. Basically, you drink at any time of the day, from what we can tell down here.
So obviously, this guy followed the same set of rules because we pulled up at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, beer?
Dude, nice.
Not even in a glass, like to conceal it, like full can.
No. We're not even talking a roadie. We're just basically just right out there.
So that was fun.
Oh, good. But you got it closed.
Yeah.
And you did learn a lot, which one of the things, the benefits of doing that type of deal is that you have so much
learning.
Yeah, so many things that are going wrong.
Right.
And then you realize that, hey, you know what? The job is to manage the transaction.
Yeah.
You're managing the transaction. You're making sure that things get done.
Right.
There are, things that you're not responsible for, but that you can actually, take the lead on.
Yeah.
As opposed to just waiting back and letting things happen. And that's one of the critical elements. And that is a true sign of a successful real estate agent. Yeah, woohoo! So there you go. So that's very important. You did the right thing. You got the deal closed, and now you get a listing. Now that you get to sell. Yeah,
once they're completely out of their condo, we'll be
listing, sell. Yeah. We have a listing to sell. Remember, call 5,000 offers in 2 minutes.
It is in North Miami. It is a building on one of the intercoastal ways. There is dock space available for rent.
Ooh.
So.
All right, coming soon.
Coming soon, real soon. It's really nice.
1 bedroom?
It's a 1 bedroom, but it's 1,000 square feet.
That's big.
And it's completely remodeled.
Any special assessments? 25% financing? All the new condo laws that have been disclosed? Are you going to torment everybody by not disclosing anything? Oh, come on, let's do it.
Well, we know how the condo stands because at the beginning of this deal, the buyers were actually thinking of refinancing their condo to buy the next house, and that's how we found out that the condo was underinsured. The phone's ringing.
for the rental in
yeah, the never ending
rental.
So they were going to refinance, and then they found out the building was underinsured as per the brand new guidelines for 2021 or 22. We're in 22, right?
22 going to 23. God knows when. Yeah.
So they actually they have a really great condo building, and that all the insurances were updated. So it's good to be financed. There is a special assessment, but the owner already paid it off in full, so that's done. It's a really well managed building. So if you're interested in North Miami,
there you go. We got you covered.
Find. Yeah.
We got you covered. Well, why not? It is Miami. Yeah. What else we got going on? What else we want to talk about today?
Well, what can we talk about?
I'll bring something up real quick. Homestead exemption. So I got a notice. I've been living in this property for 30 years. So our closing date was Hurricane Andrew. I tell the story all the time. And we ended up closing 1 month later in September. So yesterday I got a notice from the property appraiser's office saying, hey, your letter was undeliverable for your homestead exemption for your renewal.
Okay.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I got this letter that tells me that I didn't get it.
so
where the other letter happened. So then you have to fill out this whole application and you have to reapply, because if not, then you lose your homestead exemption. Your taxes will go up to $50 bazillion dollars. And so we had to go through this whole process, which I'm in the process. So the point is, keep an eye on the mail. And keep an eye on your homestead exemption. If you are on a renewal, you should have already gotten a letter that says that you have been renewed.
How
and that
often
your policy.
do you need to renew?
No, this is the thing. If you consistently live on the property, you're going to get a renewal every year.
Okay.
What they do though is, like all of these guys that rent properties out, what's the first thing they do? They send out the renewal. What's the tenant do? The tenant says, "Oh no," sends it back. Miami-Dade County says, "Aha, this person is renting the property," and that's when they nail you. So all the pros know about that and tell the tenants, "Listen, you get this letter, don't say anything." But the interesting part was that we got it after like 30 years of the renewal. So you're going to get this automatic every year. Okay. If you don't see it in March, inquire and kind of keep an eye on it, because you haven't through April, the end of April, to actually reapply. And then you have to prove that you have water bills and FPNL or your driver's license and your voter's registration or anything like that. That gives you some proof. Just keep an eye on that. It just happened to us, and it's interesting because after 30 years, they felt, guy has to be dead. That's what I felt. I mean, I thought to myself, they've been here 30 years, what the hell, the guy's not here.
There has to be some type of limit.
Exactly. I mean, it could be. It could be just a time limit that it's 30 days. So I think that could be it also.
But homestead, I mean, I can't believe how many people don't know about homestead exemption.
We try to tell people, file. It's not that hard, and yet
you
they don't.
forget about it though.
Yeah.
I can see
when you get 10% tax increase.
And then you're like,
well, hold on a second. I should have done the homestead exemption thing that they talked about.
Yeah, guilty of it.
Guilty of it. All right, what else we got? We got the rental over in the. Oh, we have this property that is cursed.
Oh man, it's so cursed. It's been cursed since the last time it was rented
out.
Yeah,
and before that.
and it's
before that.
continuing.
It's like, you get these properties that are just like everything is. So originally we had a tenant in there years ago. Then we got a special tenant in afterwards. Then we put it on the market. We get immediately 8 or 9 offers. We go with one that we feel is going to be it because it gives the owner a full year's rent. It's over asking. Everything is perfect. Tenant's it. We get the thing to the lease. Guy flips out.
Yeah.
No lease. So then we've already wasted another. We call somebody else out. No, it's not. Oh, and we had it under contract twice before we even put it on the market.
Right.
And they both wigged.
One wig said that. So
the other one had a little issue, but that's beside the point.
I know, and then he tries to explain it, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
It's not going to happen. All right, so we've touched on the Miami-Dade, the new ordinance that's coming in.
Oh, you have the redistricting meeting.
We have a redistricting meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So to catch you up on redistricting, so there was City of Miami, obviously. We have a new census that came out in 20, which is also 2 years old. We already know that we've got more people. Definitely. So what they've done is we've got 5 commissioners in the city of Miami, not Miami-Dade County. Miami-Dade County has 13. Right. So we're a municipality of Miami-Dade County. So we currently have close to 470,000. We're probably above that already because that was 2 years ago, and half the people don't report anyway. So we're over that. So we have 5 commissioners. They will never give up enough to go to 7 commissioners. That's another conversation. So they've been going through this whole redistricting plan, and 3 commissioners hate one particular commissioner who happens to be our commissioner in Coconut Grove. They just can't stand him. There's a long history to it. So we as residents had gone in, and we've been called, as we mentioned in another podcast, actors and activists. Actors. So we're actors and activists. Not that we're residents or anything like that. So. So they had a meeting on today. The meeting's tomorrow on the 24th. I think they had the meeting, a prior meeting to they were going to vote on the districting. I think it was on the 18th.
Okay.
So they postponed it. The reason they postponed it, and this is all true stories, you can actually go on to the City of Miami, and it is the greatest show that you can watch. It is reality TV in essence. So we had one commissioner go off on our commissioner about the fact that he didn't live in the district. Now, this is coming from a guy who actually owns a home in Coconut Grove and moved and did a lease in Brickell Vista so that he could run for his district's thing. So let's get this right. So he lives in Coconut Grove, went and leased a property in another district so that he could run for that district. And now he is trying to come back into the district so that he can make his home part of his district so that he can technically sleep at home at night.
Right.
So then he questions one of the other commissioners who lives in Coconut Grove, who recently sold his property and who then leased back the property, and then who actually bought a vacant lot very close to us, by the way. Close, like close, like
Super close.
yeah, throw a rock and
Right.
hit the spot. Yeah. So he lives very close, a vacant lot. How he got the money and all that stuff, that's a completely different story. We don't care. It's not. So that's how the meeting started. The meeting started with all of this, like intricate battles, and then one guy brought his realtors in to prove that this is a common thing, and it just again, it meant nothing about the redistricting. It's all show, drama. And the best part is, it's on TV. You can watch this stuff. It's just go to the City of Miami website. But the best part is then one of the other commissioners comes in, and it was alleged that he was a little on the juice, and it became even a more interesting meeting, and then it just went on and on and on. And then, by the way, nothing happened. So now that's why we're here on the 24th, going to another redistricting meeting where everybody knows that everybody that knows anything about anything knows that this is just a power play against one of the commissioners. And there's so many solutions for it.
Right.
There's so many options that you can do to actually keep all of the districts whole. You don't have to split up Coconut Grove. One of the commissioners actually at the last meeting said, you know what, if you don't want me, I don't want you, which I thought was a brilliant statement.
I like that.
Right? I thought it was stellar. He says, you know what, you don't want me as a commissioner, then I don't want you to represent you. And I thought to myself, you know what, that was pretty solid.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what's going to happen. And I think one of the things that the commissioners don't realize, and when they say Coconut Grove is like Uniter, they're activists or actors. We actually care about government. We think that government can do something at the local level. We may have all of these, different opinions about, national or whatever, but at the local level, we truly feel that government can do something.
But I feel like the residents of Coconut Grove collectively are at that caliber to understand how government works and to participate and influence, and it looks like it might kind of be working.
But again, it goes back to the fact that we care. And again, it doesn't mean that the other districts don't care, but we went to other district meetings and there was nobody there.
Right.
Because the priorities are different, and I get all of those things, but at the end of the day, when we are called activists or actors or whatever the insults that come at us, it's actually because we care about our government. We care about our district. We care about how things are done. We have an understanding of how how things should work. And we also know that we're getting jobs.
Right.
And you know what? It's just a reality. So don't take it as commissioners, if you ever watch this, which you won't. But if you ever do, don't take it as an insult or anything. No, it's just that we care about our government. We feel that the City of Miami Commission and the employees and everybody that's out there are, they have the ability to do a great job. And there's other solutions. Instead of just being petty, it just becomes petty politics.
Yeah, and then nothing happens. There's really no
until we start bitching
outcome.
and moaning and complaining, and then we make people look like idiots.
But is there any legislation or law against being intoxicated as a commissioner?
I don't know yet. No, I don't think so. So I think that could be something that may play out later on in life. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Again, in the City of Miami, you just don't.
It's Miami.
It is Miami. So tomorrow is the official vote. Or another discussion, or God knows what's going to happen tomorrow, because you just never know. Yeah, tomorrow's tomorrow, and we don't know. But we'll. Oh, and the best part is now there's no public comment. So we're just going to talk and vote. But you, the actors and residents, no more public comment. You've already said enough.
Yeah,
you got nothing left to say.
You guys have said too much.
Nothing left to say. So now we're just going to decide on it and see what happens. So welcome to Miami if you're not from here. Well, anything else?
No, we don't have too much. No. It's spring break.
Yeah.
Traffic's light.
Very nice.
Traffic's
light. We can get around places.
Ultra this weekend.
Yep.
So.
Which is another whole political.
Maybe we'll
question.
talk about that on Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Friday.
Ultra starts Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
So I have to go get my kids out of the Frost Museum prior to the Ultra Chaos starting.
Perfect. Just leave them there. Pin a 20 on their back and just throw them out there and see what
happens.
Let them go Ultra. Yeah, man. Let's let them run.
They would probably love it. So we can't do that.
I think so. No.
I can't let them have that much fun.
You can't have that much fun. They'll get used to it. So I guess, and then we can talk about how redistricting went.
Yeah, you can let us know the outcome. Are you attending tomorrow?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
See how tomorrow feels.
Another quick little story, and we're probably running way over our usual podcast.
We are,
Yeah, we are. So last night I have two things in my mind that I got to get done. That's another thing about real estate. You know that we don't sleep because we get something in our head and we go, shit, we got to do this. So
write it down.
Right. No. All I'm thinking is, oh man, tomorrow I've got an LOI that I got to get out to somebody in the morning, and I already got it. because I wake up at 2 in the morning and I check my phone and I see that I already got these things on. So I got that LOI. Perfect. I can send it tomorrow morning as soon as my crazy wife wakes up at 5:45 in the morning to go to boot camp. And so I'm thinking, okay, perfect. So, and then I have another one, and all I need is Florida Realtor and PDFs to work. This morning when I wake up, what didn't work?
Florida Realtors and your PDFs.
Exactly. I had Wi-Fi, which is I rarely have. So I rarely have.
Listen, you can't have your cake
that was
and
perfect.
eat it too.
Right. So
okay?
I wake up all excited to get my cup of coffee. I am going to go to town. No town.
Yeah.
No PDF.
Yeah, when I got here today, you're
nothing.
just sitting at your desk in the
Just
office,
like
in the
dazed.
house. And I'm like, are you working? And you're just sitting there.
Just dazed.
Nothing to do.
Dazed. I was like, it's just so we came out here. Yeah, that's why we're here. So,
and the Miami weather's beautiful,
yeah, it is
as
beautiful. It's
usual.
actually
A little
nice.
humid,
yeah,
but
it's a little, but it's getting there to summer weather and pool and all
cool
that stuff.
time, summer weather.
So that's it.
It's
So
spring break, so
everything calm. All right. So we'll come back on
we'll
Friday.
reconvene. We'll hear about redistricting. We'll talk
Ultra.
trash about Ultra.
Right. And what else?
We'll
And
see
just
if-
talk about business.
See what else happens. You never know what comes up.
You never know. That's the
You
truth.
never know.
That's right. So thanks again for joining
Thanks
us.
for joining.
And have a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up on Friday.
Happy spring break.
See ya.